back at St. Mary's University, the midway point of the Halifax session. Game number 4 on the docket. Oakville Prep taking on Rothesay Netherwood School. Some really nice matchups here. Game 1 of 2 on the day.
RNS 2-0 starting off the season with pretty dominant victories. Oakville Prep gets a win over Halifax last night. Looking to make it 2-0 themselves.
Ronick Gruel misses, put back by Hall, no good. Kellen Tynes with the defensive rebound.
And the story of the game last night, Damar Dial Richards was monstrous for this squad yesterday. Jay, what did you like about him?
Well, just basic length. I think basketball IQ seemed to fit in well. Left me wanting more, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Aggressiveness, and with local product J-Rel Diggs out of this game with a leg injury, maybe we will see that from Dial Richards today.
Good play set up by Kellen Tynes to Fiawi.
Transition defense. Both seem to get back with a sense of urgency, so I think you'll see an awful lot of tie-ups like that within the game. RNS finishing up their Halifax session with this game. They'll be driving back to Rothesay, New Brunswick after this one wraps up.
And this is a team in their first year in the league. Some of you may already know, went winless. And here we are in season 4, and they could very well start off 3-0.
Oakville Prep already dealing with a couple of injuries, and now without J-Rel Diggs really going to have to gut it out both today, and they play the getaway game tomorrow against London Basketball Academy at 10 a.m. before heading back to Ontario. There's Jordan Prasad drawing the contact, basket, and the bump. Jordan Prasad getting a call he did not get through the entire 40 minutes yesterday.
That was a very smart play by him. Got his defender off their feet and knew that he was going to be able to make contact. What I love about him is his balance and his body control. He still finds ways to get up tough shots.
The other thing about Prasad, I mean, he started yesterday's game. He missed his first 4 to 5 shots. You know, still ended up with a pretty decent game. When he scores early, that really changes things for him. Caleb Sully, drop off. Fiawi, jumper's long. It's going to still take some time to polish up that game for the big man. Oh, Sully with the save. Alamutu to Tynes. Basket while getting hacked. The 2 point guards in this one will be 2 to watch. Kellen Tynes and Jordan Prasad, both of them getting it going early.
And good to see Kellen bringing his teammates together, showing a lot leadership. That was one thing that we were looking for him. This is his true self. This is the Kellen identity right now.
One thing I've seen with RNS, they don't line up their guys on the free throw line to rebound too often. They fall back in their defense early.
Yeah, they don't want to get caught. Ooh, pass that time by Sam Alamutu, just barely steps out of bounds. But yes, RNS does want their guys setting up between midcourt and 3/4 of the way, just so they don't have any plays, no easy ones coming in behind them.
Prasad left his feet before passing that, or attempting that pass, and immediately looked at the bench and said, "My bad," while Tayshawn Sheard cans the jumper. Just over 2 minutes into this one, RNS up a point. Matt Pennell. Marcotis Hall closed out and got a piece. Prasad with the rock. Headmans to Gruel. Caleb Sully got a piece out of bounds. It will be staying with Oakville Prep. Sheard. Prasad. Finds Hall at the free throw line. He finds Sheard. Jumper is short. A rebound, Fiawi. Pennell No good rebound by Dial Richards, boxing out the 7-footer and pulling it down. Those are the little things, man. They stand out. There is such thing as, proper ways to defensively rebound.
Samuel Amutu here on the push. Almost got it out to Pennell.
Yeah, see, just a little bit out of control there, and we're back the other way. Prasad taking it right at Tynes. Smart move defensively. Don't pick up a foul. That's not needed.
What I like about this Tynes and Prasad matchup is once they get in the lane, they both have the ability to finish through contact and through tough shots. Just great overall feel around the basket.
Both have impressive layup packages, so it was interesting to see them both struggle in the early going in their games, in their first games of the session, missing a bunch in close. Nice pass, Alamutu to Pennell. But I didn't know if that had to do just getting used to the rims in a place like this. I mean, yesterday when LBA walked in, their first impression was like, wow, this is very, very nice, but don't always get to play in gyms like this. The sight lines are different, and even me just in the first little bit here, the rims on either side are a little bit different from each other, and just kind of getting used to that. It sounds weird, but it is true. Everywhere you go, there's always little differences in the gym you got to get used to.
And that's totally, I think at any level that's totally accurate, even at the NBA level.
Yep.
You walk into the Barclays arenas, depth perception is a lot different. It's darker. All around, the lights are dimmed around the court.
Oh, Dial Richards gets out the Windex. Smacked that one off the window.
And Dial Richards is a guy who I think is going to be making some serious noise this season. He's in his graduation year. The next step for him is college/university, and someone is going to pull the trigger on this guy. I think his activity level on the glass, his assertiveness, it's going to win him a scholarship, either at the U Sports level or low major Division I.
And a great first impression with that kid. In the 5 minutes I got to chat with him the other day. Looks you in the eye, interested in what you're saying. Those are the little things that don't show up on a basketball court but mean everything at the next level. We are 4 minutes into the opening quarter of game 1 of 2 today. Oh, nice finish. Mateo Zagar still getting used to his new crew and his new surroundings at Rothesay. Good closeout by Tynes. They're going back the other way. Karipe, Pennell. Riverhawks are going to keep control. Up 1. Pennell looking for Tynes off the screen. Good defense by Sheard, but he ruined it by not boxing out the guy who missed the shot.
Pump fake from Mateo Zagar gets Dial Richards his foul.
Immediately, head coach Jamal McQueen pulls Sheard over, probably to say the exact same thing. Man, that was great defense, great closeout. But you started leaking out before boxing out your man, and we know that Kellen Tynes is one of the best rebounding guards this league has. You got to get a body on him.
Yeah, and it's his intuition and his second jump that make Kellen just so reactionary. He's able to overall he's got great feel for the game. That's really obvious. But his timing and his instincts, you got to play to those advantages that he has and try to take them away.
There's Prasad. Man, he has started completely different. Sheard with the steal, basket in the bump. Oakville Prep is starting to get their flow. Been a good start to the game for Sheard, making up for that missed box out by getting a three-point play on the other end, and just like that, Oakville Prep in the lead.
And Graywall's got to get a hand on that. I mean, it's going right by you. You got to be all in, dive on the floor if you have to. You got enough white jerseys there to save that.
Caleb Suley. Inbounds. Fifield got himself in trouble. He's in that kill zone in the corner, gets it back out to Tynes. 6 on the shot clock. Fifield. Man, you know, he does all the little things. Stepping in for the charge, cashes the open tray.
Even getting the ball out of the corner like that safely, like that's, you know, a lot of guys get flustered and end up turning it over.
Sheared, kick out, Dial Richards.
There we go.
Confidence when he pulls up for that shot. That just felt like it was going in.
Well-rounded game, man. He's shown a piece to everything that he does, everything he has to offer.
No call for Tynes. That's the thing that he is learning as his career progresses. He's not going to get bailed out when he jumps into multiple defenders like that. Prasad working on Suley. Suley tries to poke it away. Richards up top, Sheared. Richards gets it back. Short on the 3. Zagar with the rebound. Headmans. Suley back the other way. Smart move by Caleb Suley. He has a really nice touch in transition.
And here's one thing about RNS's identity as a team that I really like. They all trust each other. There's no one man that will see somebody wide open and look him off.
That's a good call. The feet were probably set, but he was not in the correct position. He caught him with obviously a right leg, the way he's holding on to it right there. A lot of times, even though you may be set, if you're not square to the offensive player, it's an easy call for the ref saying that you clipped them with the leg. One of the other additions to this squad for Oakville Prep, Marcotus Hall. Also, high caliber young man. Melvin Brown bringing in some solid individuals into this program after a tough first year in the NPA. Suley.
Melvin understands it's a building process.
Zagar getting into his feel and flow. It's going to be great to see him progress this season, just getting used to this new school, new teammates, new league.
Love the fact that he's got another year after this as well.
Dial Richards working on Fifield. Look at Caleb Suley. Great hands. Transition game. Basket while getting hacked. Kellen Tynes looks like a different player this afternoon.
You know, we talked to him after the game yesterday just about body language, and he's quickly made those adjustments. I think he recognizes now he can get back to his old self. He spent the entire summer playing with a high caliber PG like Kobe Elvis, and you know they had to share the rocks, something that he wasn't necessarily used to after coming off an RNS season, but it's playing in his favor. I think he's really made quick adjustments, and when you see him in action, like his game is so complete.
Look at this. Caleb Suley gets it right back up top. Alamutu. Alley-oop finish.
Way up for that one. That was out of reach by Suley, but hey, you throw it up to Sam, he'll find a way.
Oh, great feed. No call on the body.
There's that verticality we talked about.
Caleb Suley has taken a couple of games to get it going. Shouting out his boy Carl English back on the rock. We'll be back under a minute to go.
3 seasons. Almost 300 games.
Oh, Jacoby Neath!
Thousands of kilometers over 8 provinces.
He tried to send that one to Banff.
Making Canadian basketball history.
History has been made.
Nearly 100 alumni are now playing at the post-secondary level. Some will see their dreams come true. And all of our former players will forever be part of the NPA family.
Oh, Kellen Tynes. Allen Spoon Hunters cooking up a show. Jordan Prasad putting the NPA on notice.
Now, new names will emerge.
Setting the NPA on fire.
with the same passion of those that came before them. And to them we say, next man up. 3 seasons.
My mistake, 2:30 to go on the clock. Gotten in flight here, a little 10-0 run to get things going. And Caleb Sully, being recruited by a bunch of U Sports schools out here in the Atlantic provinces, played a little tight in the first couple of games. Tavon Sheard has had a good start here as well. But what I was saying about Sully, I mean, he does all the little things on this squad to be able to help them win. And it's nice to be able to see him also be able to get it going offensively, because he can do that as well. He's a sniper out there, and great defense by Sully there. Really good first quarter here, back and forth. First 3 games have really been defensive battles, and we're looking at a first quarter here that both teams could be hitting the 30-point mark very easily. Pennell. Sully. Alamutu off the down screen. Look at that mid-range game from Sam Alamutu.
And in every game that RNS has played, this being their third one, you've had different players step up in different games. You've had Pennell in game 1 going for over 20 points. You've had Sam Alamutu in the following game. You've had who else here? Fiawi even has stepped up on multiple occasions defensively. And then, of course, Kellen has been consistent in at least getting buckets for the squad.
Definitely next man up for RNS consistently, just rolling 10 deep, but every guy going to be getting some legitimate burn, playing their roles well. You stay ready when you only have 10 guys on your squad. And by the end of the season, that's what you're down to. Anyways, you're down to an 8-9 man rotation. So if you're playing with 10 the whole year long, you're really going to know what you have by the time NPA Nationals comes along. 1:34 to go here. 6-point lead for the Riverhawks.
Good screen on top by Fiawi. He's just got to come off of that a lot quicker. Here's Sam from the opposite corner this time. Still mid-range game on lock.
And you can tell that, I mean, head coach Jamal McQueen had this scouted. He knows that Alamutu has that mid-range game, and he's just saying that to his defense. I already told you guys this. Can't leave him open from that range. Sully.
Off balance that time. It looked rushed.
Hall. Dial Richards, they need to get over midcourt. It was messy, but they got it done. Gruel, no good. Persad there, nice drop off to the kid Moraine. We got timeout for the Riverhawks, 38.9 to go. Stay with us, end of the first quarter coming up.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. NPH works in partnership with the community, including the national and provincial governing bodies, as well as club programs to maximize scholarship opportunities. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier clubs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct.
Taking a look at the Riverhawks coming out of the timeout. They are up 8, under 40 seconds to go. Keenan Moraine up top, Dial Richards. Gruwall hasn't been able to get it going from range yet. He's a shooter, but today has been drawing nothing but iron. Cross court. Ooh, almost saved it. Sully. Probing the D. Really good defense by Hall. Very strong. And good call by the official. Ten seconds to go. Jordan Prasad with the rock. They're stuck 8. Working on Kellen Tynes. What a great matchup we see there. Good hands by Tynes.
Not enough time for Tynes. That's the end of the quarter.
8-point lead after the opening 10. Stay with us. The Riverhawks looking to start the season 3-0.
As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student-athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcast, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping them gain scholarship opportunities, our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the blueprint. Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings.
The NPA continues the Halifax session here at St. Mary's University. Reached the midway point of this 6-game session. 2 of our Ontario teams in town to take on our teams from the Atlantic provinces. Mateo Zagar gets to the baseline. Was that a pass?
That's an off-balance shot. Questionable in terms of shot selection. You can tell he's trying to get himself a little more involved in the offense here, but that's not the shot to take to do it. Zagar coming fresh off of an excellent summer, both with CIA bounce and then completed it and earned MVP of the Hamilton NPH Showcase. This guy's onto something special here. I think as he gets acclimated further with his teammates, ooh, Kellen, easy money.
Yeah, I don't know if Sheard can stay in front of him. I know, you can't ask Jordan Prasad, who's still battling back from a leg injury. You really can't expect him to D up Tynes. Oh! Dial Richards, showing that aggressiveness, just needs to be a little stronger at the rim. Great lead by Prasad. I mean, Dial Richards must be quickly finding out how much fun he's going to have playing with a point guard like Jordan Prasad.
Oh, for sure. And then they're familiar with each other even prior to getting on this squad together. Believe there's some family ties there. Prasad right on the money, man.
Jordan Prasad, the way he can lead his teammates is very special. Like, you can see what he's going to be able to do at the next level when he's playing with that level of player.
Placement passing gives it to you right where you need to be.
Talking about placement passing. Sam Alamutu putting it on a platter for Caleb Sully.
always makes the right play, man. So unselfish.
Tynes, so good picking pockets, but watch out. Dio Richards once again with the chase down block. Ooh, Dio Richards just took a shot in the mouth and gets called for the foul. Zagar gets it to go, has a chance at the three-point play.
And Zagar is one strong dude, man. Physically, he's extremely well built. I mean, he's added on so much muscle over the last year and a half or year and 8 months. He's looking really good physically.
So interesting to see the different players and personalities in this league and seeing them match up. And this game is a perfect example. Prasad, you see him getting his scoring going and the ability that he has to play make. Tynes right along the same lines. Cross court, Fifield, that's what he does. No good. Good battle for the rebound there. I think they're going to be calling it on Dio Richards. .220 gone here in the second. Officials doing a good job here, having the conversations with the coaches and the players on exactly what they're seeing. I mean, there was a grab there on the loose ball. Tynes fires it to Fifield, who waved it down. Now foul on Prasad, I believe.
That time it was a reach-in foul.
Tynes picks it up. And I immediately looked at the bench, wondering where it was. And immediately head coach Damian Gay was taking that on himself, saying, I didn't call it out.
I think the bench as a whole has got to recognize and let them know. Can't rely on coach to do that.
Cotis Hall brings it down, leads at 11. Going back the other way. Prasad has just been running into a wall of RNS defenders consistently, and I think this is what Oakville Prep is going to have to try to figure out, is if Prasad is going to be the primary scorer, especially with J-Rel Diggs out with a leg injury, how do the other pieces fit? What can they do to impact the game? Because Jordan can go out and score 40, but I don't think that's going to lead to a win.
No, you got contribution from Damar. He does such a good job on the glass and just finishing around the hoop. It's the other guys like Sheard and Graywall who are going to have to knock some down. That's where the rest of the offensive output comes from.
And they've picked up 4 fouls in about 3 minutes and 10 seconds here, so they're very close to being in the bonus as it is right now. And there it is, an and one, putting them in the bonus. And Tynes will be looking for another three-point play.
And another game with 20-plus. He's approaching his last season's average. I mean, he had 28 and 21. In this game, he's on pace to have 30.
Especially if he hits his free throws. I said that to him last year when he ended up at 29.4 for the season. I said, listen, you probably would have had 32 if you hit your free throws at a better clip.
Yeah, I think he shot it at 70% from the free throw line last year.
Which, across the league and across high school basketball in general, is actually a good percentage.
It's solid, yeah. But as a point guard as elite as him, you want him shooting at 80 to 85%.
You want to talk about elite point guard skills. Alamutu has been out here just serving up dish after dish.
Yeah, and how much of that is, how much of that is his vision and how much of that is how he plays for the team. He plays for the win.
But we've talked time and time again for squads at this session, as Tynes gets another one to go, about guys playing off the ball. The Riverhawks play well off the ball.
I would totally agree with that statement. It's the way that they're taught, man. It's the way that, it's put on themselves to be self-accountable.
Nice putback there by the kid. Talked about him a bit yesterday. Keenan Moraine, class of 2023. Sitting at 206 pounds with body size that looks so good. He takes a hard fall right there. But, I mean, you look at him. Look how long the arms are, the big hands, the large feet. I mean, you're in the role of projection. But, I mean, I look at this kid, and it's like, who knows what he's going to end up looking like.
Yeah, even from a skill set standpoint. I mean, and then his brother is actually head coach, Jamal McQueen. If anyone who watched Jamal play, dude was a pro. Played really well in college and then played professionally, made some money, and then, came back to coaching. And to be under his supervision is a big statement or a big thing that allows us to help better project.
Oakville Prep up against it right now. Losing J-Rel Diggs and his 20 to 30 points a game due to injury, up against a solid RNS squad that's already looking good this season, and then falling behind by double digits early. It's a tough one for them. They need to try to find some positives out of what they can do. They need to find out what they have outside of some of the players that they've lost to injury.
Another great drop-off, man. Sam Alamutu. Unfortunately, it ended up in a travel. Fiawi's still learning the game, man. Still learning his footing, when to take off. But Sam Alamutu's playmaking ability, mid-range game, kid is legit.
Prasad. Jumper's no good. Midway point here of the second quarter. Alamutu. Fiawi on the push.
And Fiawi's going to benefit greatly from this early season experience and being able to watch the film. Like, the past 3 possessions have been on him, and he's lost it for RNS. But I think that it's beneficial to make these mistakes early on, because when it comes to 3rd session, 4th session nationals, he'll come much more prepared and not make those mistakes again.
Jordan Prasad from downtown. It's quite obvious right now if Oakville Prep's going to be able to hang in this game, Prasad is just going to have to score. What can the rest of these guys do to keep them in the game? Boxing out would be a good start. Fifield, smart move there, saving it and throwing out of bounds off of Prasad. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after a short break.
By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skill trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite prospects within the region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to college and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and in basketball. The Blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management. All aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court.
Golden Dough, it's a family restaurant. We are in Mississauga, been here for 25 years. It's a Middle East cuisine. We make it out of love. We make it fresh. It's very healthy for an athlete to come in to have a nice meal. Sitting around back home, like when you order a big plate or like a small plate, they like to share. A lot of family come together, they sit together. So this is what kind of makes it a family restaurant.
If you're in the GTA and you feel like grubbing, stop by Golden Dough on Dundas Street for some Mediterranean. Got me going. We're back to the action here in the second quarter. We're halfway through. There's Sam Alamutu. You're going to keep hearing that name all season long. Fresh off an offer from Long Beach, Coach Mike Scholl's been tracking him since NPA Nationals last year in March. Here we're seeing some leadership from Kellen Tynes, bringing his guys back in, huddling them up. Want to close off this quarter strong. They got a 17-point lead right now, 48-31 in the second quarter.
Hey, you didn't get him to pause the game for me?
Look, the show must go on, JT. I know when nature calls, you got to do your thing, but the show must go on.
A lot of coffee.
I'm not a coffee guy at all, more of a tea guy, but whatever you gave me yesterday, that coffee was some strong stuff, man. Had me jittery all game.
That was that rocket fuel. 15-point lead now, 4:05 to go. RNS has been in control since about the midway point of the second quarter. Oakville Prep came out very strong. RNS has been able to figure things out, and feeding it to a 7-footer is the way to go. Due to injuries, not an awful lot of size for Oakville Prep. Versad, corner, Moraine. Young kid still working things out. Transition, Alamutu couldn't get it on target to Fifield. Wow. Jack Fifield just playing with really good confidence this season.
Yeah, just overall poise, understanding where he is on the floor, which shots to take, which not. He's been really good.
Sheared. Long two.
And Sheard's roles has evolved pretty tremendously from last year as well. I think they're looking for him to do a little more scoring this year. One thing he's always done well is being able to guard the ball. On-ball defense has been solid. Now with J-Rel Diggs, who can give you between 20 and 30 a game, with that hyperextension he suffered yesterday, you can bet he'd be out for at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Remains to be seen. They think that the injury is not quite as bad as it looked yesterday. But, they're going to now be looking at Sheard to step it up on the offensive end. He's been able to do it today. Prasad getting into the lane. No call. Foul on Sully, though. Hey, one thing that out here so far that we've seen in Halifax, officials aren't going to blow that whistle if you go in looking to invite the contact.
And we thought it was on him initially. He got some positive recognition from his point man. Kellen Tynes called him over, said, hey, you're playing defense extremely well. Gave him a tap. You got to give young guys like that a great deal of confidence.
Every day, our motto this season, next man up. And with J-Rel Diggs being out, Tavon Sheard has been the next man up today. Offensive rebound, taking it away and putting it back. Very impressive. Pushing back the other way, Prasad. No good. Oakville Prep on the offensive glass, battling for it. Gruwall, kick out, Sheard, taking it right back into the trees. See, that is not inviting the contact. That's just taking it hard to the rim and accepting the contact. It's a really fine line between the two. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back with the conclusion of the second quarter.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits, and each one is different. I think the value is the quality is undeniable in terms of the suit that you'll get, and the fabric and style selection is second to none.
I think when someone puts on a suit, they take on almost a different personality, and they feel comfortable in their skin and who they are, and they feel good. Doesn't matter where you're going, what event you're going to, but everyone feels good in a suit.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of going against the grain, so to speak. Bespoke, made to measure, custom was traditionally only in store. We were the first to bring it online, and as we went through that journey, we really felt that in order to connect with the consumer, we needed to give them true options, really provide a service and an engaging experience that customers would enjoy and remember.
Indochino is a custom-made experience, but with off-the-rack prices. You are in control. So you come on in, you choose what sort of material you're pursuing, choose what sort of print or patterns you really want to try out overall. From there, you pick out what kind of customizations you want to bestow upon these lovely garments, measure you up, and you get to express what you want, tighter, looser, longer, shorter, so everything's...
Shout out our friends at Indochino. Just like last year, you can use promo code HOOPS to get yourself a tailor-made suit for just $469. Once again, all of our head coaches will be suited up by Indochino, looking amazing last year at Nationals, where we had some Indochino reps there to also provide our award winners with custom-made suits, and it was great for those seniors heading off to post-secondary education, being able to go to their graduations suited up, getting ready to become men and looking good while they do it. Alamutu, no good. Oakville Prep has a chance now to cut this one down to single digits before the half is out. Prasad wide open. Almost too wide open. Just didn't get his legs underneath him. Tynes with the rock. Calling it out. Oh, a great look. Kellen Tynes, a little wraparound dime the way of Caleb Sully. Prasad is battling out there. Tough shot to throw up. Oakville Prep getting after it every time they can. Battling from behind throughout this second quarter, though. Tynes really playing within himself today, really just picking apart this D.
Would have loved to have seen that J-Rel Diggs and Kellen Tynes matchup. It's unfortunate. Went down with an injury yesterday, and Oakville Prep's going to have to do without. You know, he may miss a couple of games, regular season games at least, and Sheard has been awesome for them today.
There's Prasad's layup package going to the left and going off of glass. Travel on Sully, didn't set his feet on the catch. Hey, RNS is leaving the door open here for Oakville. Had an opportunity to push it up to 20, but have not been able to do it. 35 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Prasad.
Kellen Tynes' on-ball defense, tremendous.
Want to shout out our alumni, Shaheem Malcolm, tuning in from the south.
Hill College out in Texas. I know he's bound to have a big year and earn himself some pretty sustainable minutes.
Miss calling the Shaheem Malcolm rim visits.
I mean, he knows this. Once he's part of the NPA/NPH family, he's family for life. So, Shaheem, keep working, man. I know you're going to impress this year and show them what everyone was missing with regards to recruitment. Your boys here at RNS are taking care of business, so go on and do you, man.
5 seconds to go here. Prasad, good look ahead. called it on the block. Smart move by Persad to get it ahead and lead his teammate. Hall came down hard once again. He's going to walk it off, and I know some of the Oakville Prep players that are back home nursing some injuries to start the season also tuning into this live stream. Welcome to the NPA family. Hall trying to walk it off. He had smacked his knee fairly hard there on the floor. Hall looking to cash these. Cut into this lead. Hits the first. Under 2 seconds to go. Oakville Prep has been able to hang around here, try to make some halftime adjustments and come out strong, while RNS looking to go home undefeated from this Halifax session. What can they do here in under 2 seconds? Not much. They're just going to hold it. It's a 12-point lead for the Riverhawks heading into the break. A 10-minute halftime, and we'll be back.
The National Preparatory Association started 4 years ago, born by the desire of basketball coaches, many of which were outside of Southern Ontario, to provide a different option than traditional high school competition for elite-level basketball talent. The goal was simple: create a platform for Canadian student athletes to give them the best opportunity to earn scholarships for post-secondary education through the game of basketball. Since then, the NPA has grown to provide the best basketball exposure available at the high school level anywhere in the world. We do this by live streaming 90% of the league's nearly 100 games on our North Pole Hoops YouTube channel, ensuring high-level competition in front of post-secondary coaches from across North America, providing game-by-game statistics on every player in the league on our industry-leading website, npacanada.com, creating individual profiles for all of the league's players on Canada's top college recruitment site, northpolehoops.com, while sharing it all through the social media reach of NPH's multiple platforms. By doing all of this at the highest level, we believe that we can keep the majority of Canada's basketball talent here on home soil, and ideally in their own city or province.
Last 2 years I played at prep schools in the US, and I'm just really happy to be back in Canada and to have this opportunity to play in the NPA. It really means everything to help push Canadian basketball forward.
I love the NPA because it's given me an opportunity to showcase my skills and talents in front of many coaches across the country.
Teams from New Brunswick don't usually get the exposure you would, but the NPA provides that, and just the competition is great.
It's a national scene. You're not playing guys in Ontario only or only in your city. You get to travel all over Canada, places you've never been before.
Each team had a different style of play, and that was something you had to prepare for every single game. They really helped to prepare us for our basketball career. It's not just me, it's my whole team.
Y'all are doing a great job of just exposing some of the underrated talent. It's a great spotlight, right? I think it's the best league in Canada.
It's given us a platform from Western Canada and the prairies especially to showcase that we do have talent that stacks up with the best talent in the country.
I really love the fact that I get to be proud of my school, of my team, of my guys, and put them on a national stage, which is what the NPA allows us to do.
It's come a long way just because everybody's on the same page, from the executive right down to the coaches and the players. I think it really is a family.
We are making history every season through a shared vision, common goals, professional leadership, and a league-wide constitution enforced by a board comprised of coaches from the league's original teams. Nearly 100 NPA alumni are following their dreams through the NCAA, U Sports, CCAA, or JUCO routes. Our new goal is strategic growth with long-term partners willing to help our team continue to blaze a new trail in Canadian basketball, showing our student athletes that what they need to succeed is right here in Canada.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. NPH works in partnership with the community, including the national provincial governing bodies, as well as club programs to maximize scholarship opportunities. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Starting with our foundation, that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings, where player profiles are created acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skill trainer David Dale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite prospects within the region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to college and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and in basketball. The blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court. The NPH Showcase Circuit takes place from April to December in a player-focused environment, while the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier clubs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcast, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping them gain scholarship opportunities, our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the blueprint.
Who will be crowned national champion?
And Jacoby's going to try to measure this one up, looking for a made-to-measure suit.
Fourth quarter of action is brought to you by Indochino, where right now, using promo code HOOPS, you can get a custom-made, made-to-measure suit that a number of our coaches get fitted up. 10 showrooms across Canada, 6 of them where we have teams in the NPA, match made in heaven. Indochino and the NPA.
Indochino, the national sponsor of the NPA. We are excited to have you as a sponsor. We're excited for what you're doing and what your brand brings to our league. The prestige of your brand, the prestige of our league from coast to coast.
The guys at Indochino were amazing when I got fitted. I can't thank you guys enough.
Indochino making me look good. That's all I gotta say. It's not always an easy task. Very grateful that you guys are taking care of me and having me look a little bit better.
I really thank you for putting the time in and believing in what we're doing with the young men and just, again, establishing ourselves in not only the basketball community, but the community that we live in.
Thank you, Indochino.
He has this like ferociousness to his game, this wanting to take a... Back for second half action here between Oakville Prep and RNS. Oakville Prep starting off their season 1-0. RNS, Rothesay Netherwood School, starting off 2-0 and looking for their third win here. This is a team that's got contributions from every position. Pennell's been a little quiet this game, gets it to rattle in. Shooters bounce that time. Sheard, as we mentioned at the end of the first half, has stepped up in the absence of J-Rel Diggs, who's suffering from a hyperextension in the knee. We hope the best for him and hope for a quick return. He's probably watching at home now. Wish you all the best, buddy. Hope to see you back on the court ASAP. Here's Tynes. Defensive matchup a little changed up. Dial Richards on him, adding a little bit of length and trying to create some discomfort. Sam Malamutu, the rebound. He's been solid all around. Want to see him finish a little bit more with that left hand. But he manages to still get off a clean shot.
Ellis, if you want to do play-by-play, you can just apply for the gig, bud.
Jason, Tom, what are we going to do with you?
Just saying, man. That's twice now you haven't held up the game for me. Started taking a little personal.
Well, when you're completely absent, you're talking about J-Rel Diggs' absence, and you might as well be not here, too.
Pretty sure that halftime adjustment, I know Dial Richards got into foul trouble, which had him on the bench for the majority of that second quarter, and I'm sure they said, listen, we need you to be aggressive because we need someone to fill the scoring void. Roger, 10-4. We need you. Security to the football field, which is gorgeous out here. St. Mary's football facility, much like the basketball facility. Just beautiful out here. I may not come home. I may stay here. You may have to do Winnipeg on your own, guys.
Well, you were talking about maybe potential bringing your family out here and living out here.
North Pole Hoops East.
Yeah, you can start it up.
No. North Pole Hoops Atlantic.
That sounds better.
Yeah. NPHA. NPAA. NPAA. 1:30 into the second quarter. The lead's at 17. Prasad. Ooh. Mateo Zagar read that pass, came up with the steal. Little off balance on the pull-up was killing times.
Not enough follow through on that one as well. I thought it was more of a slingshot there. Rushed it a little bit, maybe felt like there was a defender coming out behind him.
Yep, that's a 5. Good defense by Raonic.
And in those type of situations when you don't have Fiawi on the floor, I think you got to look for Sam Alamutu and just throw it up as high as you can, and he'll go get it.
Sully knows all about that. Dial Richards. These passes are just, there's just too much space between the passer and the catcher. It's just giving the defense just far too much time to be able to step in and steal it away. And you hear it right away from the head coach. Like, Tavon, you got to pass it right away. You can't look for the pass, then pass it. By then, it's too late. No good. Oakville Prep lets it go. Prasad. Matched up with Tynes here. Passes have just been a little off the mark. Ooh. Oh! Halfway down before it banged out Alamutu.
Special, special, special. Triple. This dude is an athlete like we haven't seen. It's just his body structure, his leaping ability, his fast twitch fibers, like the whole package, man. And now that he's getting a jump shot together from mid-range and from the three-point line, I can only imagine by 2021 what he's going to look like.
And what a difference the 12 months makes. I mean, like, even looked good 12 months ago. 12 months ago, he looked just a little thicker, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
He had good weight, wasn't yet chiseled. Obviously, that comes with age, but the way he looks right now, imagine 12 months from now.
Yeah, no, I can. Man, he's going to be really good because I think he's underrated as a ball handler as well. You've seen him, grab a rebound and take it coast to coast, weave through traffic. There's other areas of his game that haven't essentially been exposed yet.
He doesn't look like he should. Jack Fifield always interrupting with the three-pointer from downtown.
And Zagar on the feed on that one.
Yeah, that's a foul. But as I was saying, he doesn't look like he should elevate as effortlessly as he does. It's surprising what Alamutu can do with those hops. Prasad running out of time. He's going to have to lead Gruwall. Cross court back, yeah, just consistently. And Jamal McQueen just puts his hands on his head.
I despise that pass, that cross-court pass with all that traffic in the middle. It's such an easier pass just to swing it to the top and get it across.
Momentum is everything in this game, but like when those turnovers start, it's so hard to stop them, right? It's like you feel almost helpless to the point when really you can change it just by shortening the length of the pass.
Yeah.
Instead of going A to C, go A, B to C. Just happened again, didn't it? Tynes with the ball fake. Just been short-arming the long-distance shots today, has Kellen. But RNS just getting after it on the glass. And the foul called.
The quality of shots that Sam's been able to get have been impressive as well. Shot selection is key, and he's made himself a really efficient couple of outings here. Taking care of a wet spot on the floor here. All feet on deck. Kellen shooting 2. .6:13 to go on the clock in this game. Tynes goes 1 of 2. Alamutu, first rebound. Zagar, second rebound on the cleanup. That is such clean defense by Mr. Tynes. Not a shooting foul. Prasad hit the deck.
Sheared. Short. Zagar spiking it home. Starting to feel at home with his new squad, and Alamutu racking up dimes.
Can't wait for the extended score sheet to come out after Huddle spits it back out. I feel like Alamutu's been averaging about 4 assists a game.
Sheared continues to show us glimpses of what he can do. Nice finish at the rim. Just coming up on the midway point of the third quarter of this one. Sheared battling. Man, I'd love to hear that more often from people. Let it go. This after the whistle battling for the ball, machismo stuff. And I understand, you know, you teach that in practice and you want that type of aggression, but sometimes it's just a little silly to me. Especially if it results in a technical foul or an elbow to the chops. Definitely a lot of teaching moments here for Oakville Prep's new head coach, Jamal McQueen. He's seen the same thing over and over again with their squad. And, you know, at the same time, he wants to be able to understand that he's playing with an undermanned squad and playing outside of their abilities a lot of the times, as Hall gets called for the 5-second call. Tynes getting shifty with it. Now one-on-one with Sheared. Forced it a little bit. Didn't see that at all in the first half from Tynes. Prasad behind the back. Gets it into the corner. Good extra pass. Gruwall front rims it. Back the other way. Alamutu back out. Wonder if they'll call that an assist. Zagar finishing up the air ball from Tynes. Oh, Jordan Prasad. Foul called. You'll go to the line to shoot 2.
I don't know how much more vertical a player could be defensively. I mean, you got to reward the defenders.
Yeah, I think he was still moving. I think the contact happened when he moved into that spot. Or maybe the officials are just saying at some point we got to give a whistle the way of this Jordan Prasad kid who continues to take it hard to the rim time and time again. Alamutu. Man, we see flashes from that kid consistently. Gives you a glimpse into the future, Elias.
We might just have 2 first-team All-Stars coming off of this squad. Not ready to say for certain, but I'm just projecting here. Sam Alamutu could definitely build a case for it. There he is again, just being unselfish and making the right play.
Kellen Tynes can't get the roll. Saves it, kicks it out. Fifield, never shy, no good. Prasad, 2-on-2. Oakville Prep's got 2 more coming behind him. Prasad battles, called for the foul. It's Fifield. I do not think the fans agree with the call. Prasad with the first. He is quietly putting himself together. A solid offensive game here by necessity with J-Rel Diggs out with that leg injury. Fifield. Hall coming in there. Fifield. Jumper's good off the Kellen Tynes assist.
And this is really good moments here for Kellen Tynes, just being able to trust his teammates, watching them make shots go in, and just leading into future events. He doesn't have to hold the weight on his shoulders. He's got equal distribution.
Fifield in transition, taking it at the body. Gruel called for the foul. Fifield headed to the charity stripe to shoot 2, under 3 minutes to go.
I know we haven't seen every team in the league yet, so it's fairly early to speak on this, but so far in the last 2 seasons, I haven't seen a team, actually outside of Edge as well, a team that is so together. And what I mean by that is just supportive of one another, run to each other when one guy hits the deck, able to bring it into huddles. That is credit to Coach Damian Gay and the culture that he's built over these last 4 seasons at RNS.
These are still crucial minutes for Oakville Prep, learning to play with each other. That is a very tough shot.
Switched hands on that one.
And Prasad almost got it to go on the baseline, running out of room, pushing it up with the left hand to be able to get it around the side of the backboard.
And that's how creative he is. He's behind the rim at one point. If he put it up with his right, it probably would have hit the side of the backboard. Switches in midair and still gets a decent shot off.
Yeah. Showing his youth on that one there, Dalamutu. Foul on Fifield. So reminder, NPAcanada.com is where you can see all the schedule for this season. We live stream all of our games in session, which you can catch along the top there on the schedule tab. We'll be in Winnipeg next, November 14th to 17th. In Calgary, January 9th to 12th. Both of those sessions will have 6 teams in attendance, playing 11 games in total. That's where we bring our Ontario and Quebec teams west to play our Western squads. Then you have the Montreal session, which will be a few Ontario teams along with our Eastern Conference teams. Nice basket there by Fiawi. And then in Ottawa, the granddaddy of them all, where we have the entire league come together. All 13 teams playing a total of 25 games over 5 days at Notre Dame Secondary School, hosted by Canada Top Flight Academy. So we got a ton of live stream games coming your way. We also have some divisional games that you can see locally if you're in any of the cities where our teams play out of. 90% of our 79 games this season will be live streamed. That means college coaches can tune in and pull these up at any point to be able to watch. We also have our extended stats that you'll be able to catch on NPAcanada.com at the conclusion of our sessions. As they come in, they will be posted. And of course, follow us online at NPA Canada to be able to keep up to date with the comings and goings over the next 6 months as we head towards NPA Nationals at Humber North Campus, March 26th to 29th. It's a 30-point lead with 1:10 left here in the third. Again, Oakville Prep battling a number of injuries. And just right now running into a buzzsaw of a Rothesay Netherwood School squad. They look like they're in prime position to start the season 3-0. Minute to go. Alamutu. You hear Damien Gase say, move it, move it, move it. Prasad with the steal. Inviting the contact.
That's really good job by
Yes.
him. That's how you separate from the defender in transition.
Shout out Malachi Ariwe. Probably said your name wrong. I haven't had a chance to meet you yet to ask you. Watching at home. Must be hurting right now to watch his Oakville squad out here competing and just not being able to hang with RNS right now, battling with the loss of bodies right now. But that's the great thing about this league. Still got a lot of time this season for Oakville Prep to be able to get things together, and they will be able to look back at this session saying how much they learned.
And if you're watching online right now, you're tuned in here, so you may not have seen this news, but this just in. Pascal Siakam has agreed to a 4-year max contract extension, as stated by Woj of ESPN. That's good news for the Raptors.
Yeah, but we lost Kawhi, so I mean we don't have a team anymore, right?
Oh, come on.
Isn't that what everybody says?
That's what they say.
Hey,
but
he's the only guy who won that championship. We didn't have anybody else on that squad.
Whoever says that does not know basketball, because we have an excellent core to work with.
Alamutu from downtown pushing the lead to 30 through 3 quarters. The Riverhawks looking to spread their wings and fly back to New Brunswick with a 3-0 session under the belt. We got a quarter to go.
The National Preparatory Association started 4 years ago, born by the desire of basketball coaches, many of which were outside of Southern Ontario, to provide a different option than traditional high school competition for elite-level basketball talent. The goal was simple: create a platform for Canadian student athletes to give them the best opportunity to earn scholarships for post-secondary education through the game of basketball. Since then, the NPA has grown to provide the best basketball exposure available at the high school level anywhere in the world. We do this by live streaming 90% of the league's nearly 100 games on our North Pole Hoops YouTube channel, ensuring high-level competition in front of post-secondary coaches from across North America, providing game-by-game statistics on every player in the league on our industry-leading website, npacanada.com, creating individual profiles for all of the league's players on Canada's top college recruitment site, northpolehoops.com, while sharing it all through the social media reach of NPH's multiple platforms. By doing all of this at the highest level, we believe that we can keep the majority of Canada's basketball talent.
We're back. Another quarter of basketball to play before we get to the second half of our double dip. Our London Basketball Academy would taking on Halifax Prep. Halley Prep looking to pick up a win in their home session. RNS just getting it done.
There's that youth, again, coming from Oakville Prep, just not knowing what to deal with defensively here. Nice finish by Pennell on the other side, who's been outstanding for RNS this season and last season as well. I think this time he's just built more confidence and has a bigger role.
Nice move. Dio Richards, he's gaining some fans throughout the league at this session, that's for sure. Just a minute gone here in the fourth. Also want to give a shout out to Catherine Bryan, who's been out to a couple of the days in our session and showing some support and just coming out and supporting the local basketball talent that we have here We'll be back after a short break.
Here on home soil, and ideally in their own city or province.
Last 2 years I played at prep schools in the US, and I'm just really happy to be back in Canada and to have this opportunity to play in the NPA. It really means everything to help push Canadian basketball forward.
I love the NPA because it's given me an opportunity to showcase my skills and talents in front of many coaches across the country.
Teams from New Brunswick don't usually get the exposure you would, but the NPA provides that, and just the competition is great.
It's a national scene. You're not playing guys in Ontario only or only in your city. You get to travel all over Canada, places you've never been before.
Each team had a different style of play, and that was something you had to prepare for every single game. They really helped to prepare us for our basketball career. It's not just me, it's my whole team.
Y'all are doing a great job of just exposing some of the underrated talent. It's a great spotlight, right? I think it's the best league.
And we're back. Just over a minute gone. Oakville Prep needs to work some stuff out here. Use the opportunity in this game to try to get themselves ready for that tough one tomorrow morning against LBA.
Two things happen here for Oakville Prep. One, there's the recognition of just how important a player like J-Rel Diggs is in terms of what he brings in scoring. And two, this is a moment for the players who are still on the floor, who can still play, to identify with what their weaknesses are and just how they can contribute without a player like that.
That's a perfect example. Really like to see the Dial Richards pass out of the post there. Those are things that you can work with going forward. Alamutu, no good. Transition game here from Oakville Prep. Dio Richards taking it hard to the hole. I like the aggressiveness. Alamutu sends him to the floor.
Can't give him nothing easy.
I just like it that he looked to go up strong. We didn't see that in day one from Dio Richards. I think just kind of getting used to everything, but definitely like to see that right there. Pennell has been quiet since that red-hot first game of the session. Oh, Prasad, steal, swipe, and basket.
And that was an open book test. That was well read by the defender there. Jordan Prasad knew it was coming. That was a very telegraphed pass, I would say.
Oakville Prep has 60 points. What do you think, Prasad's got half?
Just about. Damar's had a more quiet night than what we're accustomed to seeing.
That foul trouble in the first half really hurt his game today.
And then Graywall hasn't been able to do what he does best, which is connect from three.
Shout out Donald Zook.
Good old Donnie.
Former team manager here at RNS, now helping North Pole Hoops out. Putting together some hot mixes. I think the kids say they are lit? Fire?
You're not allowed to use those words.
I can tell you this, though. We're almost 2.5 gone in the fourth quarter, and we're headed to break. We'll be right back.
It's given us a platform from Western Canada and the prairies especially to showcase that we do have talent that stacks up with the best talent in the country.
I really love the fact that I get to be proud of my school, of my team, of my guys, and put them on a national stage, which is what the NPA allows us to do.
It's come a long way just because everybody's on the same page, from the executive right down to the coaches and the players. I think it really is a family.
We are making history every season through a shared vision, common goals, professional leadership, and a league-wide constitution enforced by a board comprised of coaches from the league's original teams. Nearly 100 NPA alumni are following their dreams through the NCAA, U Sports, CCAA, or JUCO routes. Our new goal is strategic growth with long-term partners willing to help our team continue to blaze a new trail in Canadian basketball, showing our student athletes that what they need to succeed.
Prasad has had to play this entire game out of necessity. Pull up from 3.
And he's not necessarily 100% healthy either. He's been dealing with a little bit of a Charlie horse injury from a couple of games ago.
Hey, man, Tavon Sheard continues to show us what he can do on the offensive end. Nice kiss off a glass.
Next man up. Tavon's been following along.
Alamutu. Sully. Good rebound, Marcotis Hall. Sully caught a shot to the face, it looks like. Zach Bottagoni in the game for the first time for RNS. Almost another 5-second call there. Not a good inbounds there. Prasad keeping it himself. Lefty finish off the glass. Now, Jordan scoring high level of points does not result in many wins for this squad, but as of right now, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. In transition, that's Hall for 2. I think Jamal McQueen is able to see a few things here that he can build off of with his squad and be able to look back on the tape and say, guys, this is what we need to do. And the way it's happening is from getting it done on the defensive end. Oh, nice finish. Javier Zagra.
The Spaniard.
Body's hitting the floor. Some good sportsmanship there. Some more reinforcements coming in for the Riverhawks. Believe it is a 5th foul call right now, giving RNS 30 seconds.
And with this much time left on the clock, this is actually an excellent scenario with the lead that they've built for Coach Damian Gay to put in his substitutions. The 5 left that are on the bench, again, you said 10-man roster. And sharpen their tools. Let them make some mistakes. Let them learn in the early going. Sweet dime.
Oh, just couldn't do anything with it when he got in there. Oh, Sheared, spinning. Out to the kid, jumper no good.
And you can tell he's nervous.
Yeah.
Both of his shots have been very off the mark. Again, class of 2023.
Time
is on his side.
Just a matter of people having to play out of position and with more minutes due to the injury issues. Fiawi. Good move. I know he didn't throw it down.
Got to get a little meaner.
Prasad, yeah, had gotten away with the push-off previous, but not that time.
You could hear Kellen Tynes mumble all game he's been doing that. He's just really good at initiating contact.
Yeah. Somehow Jordan Prasad is a veteran.
He definitely plays beyond his years. That's maybe a good way of saying it.
Tynes cans the jumper. Yeah, didn't have time to set the screen. Obvious foul on the screen. Zagar cleaning up the mess.
He's been doing a lot of that. He gets 10 points a game just off of those cleanups.
Look at that. Nice little pick and roll action, sheer to Moraine. Got to take the small positives out of it.
The best is yet to come.
Absolutely. Easily lost in a game where your team struggles, right?
There's some positives for Oakville to take out of this, man. I mean, you got a boatload of potential with all their young guys. You got Sheard, who stepped up big for them in this game, and will continue to do so for the rest of the season. He's just playing a bigger role for the squad. You have a Dial Richards, who they did not have last year, and then once they're fully healthy, I think this is a middle of the pack team.
Jordan Prasad, I mean, that was tight. That was smooth. Again, I know this isn't a losing cause, but you see the complete package that the kid has. Like, what do you need him to do? You need him to run the offense and set the table, he can do that. You need him to score the ball, he can do that. On the other side, same sort of thing. Kellen Tynes checks all the above. Prasad with the handles, behind the back, extra passes. Sheared with it now. Back into the corner. Prasad gets it back. All of that for a turnover.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating after a lot of good ball movement. You got a mismatch right here for Fiawi. I would hope Kellen recognizes it. But he saw an easier bucket.
Hey, with every mismatch you see down low, there's also a mismatch usually up top, right?
That's right.
He took advantage.
And Tynes is probably near 30 points a game now. Scoop. Scoop-a-doop. Gets it to go.
I think his own teammates are smiling after that one. Like, the initial move was solid, and these backdoor cuts. And I know we have 11 other teams in the league that are going to be watching this game, 12 other teams in the league that are going to be watching this game saying, and their coaches are going to be saying to their players, when we play RNS, if we get back cut more than twice, I'm sitting you on the bench.
It's going to happen a lot. Mateo Zagar plays extremely well away from the ball. That's what makes him such a good player and such a great piece at the next level as well. He's low maintenance, and he can create his own offense. He can rebound and defend.
Got Tech onto the bench. Oakville Prep bringing out their bench now.
And RNS will be shooting the free throws. Mateo Zagar at the line. Huge lead here for RNS, and they've made a statement, I think, to the rest of the league. If you're watching at home, if you're studying film right now, know that RNS is coming correct this year, and they got an opportunity to be a top 3 team in this league as it stands.
Zagar misses the first.
And Jay, I think TBA, Toronto Basketball Academy, is actually one of the most slept on teams. They usually start the season a little bit rough and then really have a sense of identity. This year, they're coached by Coach Ali, who is coming out of Ryerson, had a solid career there, solid career in the CCAA as well, brings a ton of experience. I think they're in a really good situation.
And again, we have our second game on the day.
Halifax Prep strolling in uniform here. They'll get their warm-up started after this 2 minutes.
.219 to go here. leads at 25. Sorry, 35. No good from range. Getting up on the 2-minute mark. Yeah, travel. Young kid getting some reps in there. He's definitely going to learn from it. Under 2 to go now. We have LBA taking on Halifax Prep in the second game. Three is good, Matt Pennell from downtown. Prasad. Out of bounds, stay in the way of Oakville. Sheared. Cashing in again. Oakville's finding out the pieces that they have. Tavon Sheard's one that is going to be a weapon for them this season. No good. Karipe comes down with it. Oh, see Prasad with the
Incredible vision.
lead.
Incredible vision and placement.
Hey, man, if you're playing with him, you got to know the pass isn't coming to your chest. It's coming exactly where it should be. About 2.5 feet in front of you, leading you to the basket. That is what Prasad does.
And if I'm program director, Melvin, or head coach, the type of guys that I'm recruiting are bona fide scorers. That's the sell. You get to play with someone like Prasad, who's going to spoon feed you and put you in places to be successful as a scorer.
From downtown, Mackay Richards. Under 30 to go. And the bench likes that. Daniel Karipe, who has been learning the game here alongside his basketball squad, a two-sport athlete, getting it to go off glass. Final seconds are going to tick off here as RNS finishes the Halifax session a perfect 3-0. They've had contributions from a number of different players. They've had their star players play to the level that they need them to play. And they take this one easily over Oakville Prep. We got another game here today. Stay with us. We'll be back 4 o'clock Atlantic time, about 20 minutes from now.